Rollerdrome is a game where you skate around arenas taking out waves of enemies with a bunch of guns, all while styling on them to collect ammo. The more stylish you are, the more ammo you get. The more enemies you kill, the more health you get. I've heard people pitch this as Tony Hawk's with a gun, but once you've played it, I think you'll realize that this is actually a lot more like Doom on roller skates. We're going to analyze some of what I think are the most powerful decisions that the designers have made to get this game to play the way it does. How are you supposed to strike a balance between a skating game and a third-person shooter? Let's jump right in. You're going to be doing a lot of this, and that's not going to be easy if your fingers need to be doing 10 things at once. The designers make these decisions in places as basic as moving forward. You don't have to hold the analog forward to move or pull down the R trigger like in your standard racing games. You just have to flick the analog stick forward and off she goes. Your thumb is now free to help you steer, air out, and wall ride. You're going to need to be tricking and styling on these fools to get ammo. I'm talking about these fools, right here, here, and here. Luckily, basic tricking is simple enough. You just need to hold the trick button and the analog stick left or right. Technically, that's all the tricking you need to do to get through the whole game. You'll find yourself doing this a lot when your mind is preoccupied with other things. You can do a simple trick like this, or you can put your ass into it and throw a flip in there, or turn back the other way to get more points. The point is, you can make your tricks more complex if you choose to, and then reap the rewards. I should mention that you don't have to maneuver your tricks to get that perfect landing, but more on that later. Again, since the designers are a little sadistic and want to throw missiles, poison, and let snipers loose on you all at the same time, they've added a little mechanic that gives you these free jumps when you hit a gentle ramp. These happen without any player input and are like little opportunities for quick tricks and ammo as you go. It's just another way to free up your hand from always preparing the next jump. Besides going easy on your precious little hands, the game also goes easy on your heart. I think the designers want you to stress about one thing and one thing alone: surviving. Otherwise, they just want you enjoying and taking in all the fast-paced, high-intensity action. They want you to feel cool at every opportunity. They don't want to see you slipping and missing. There's a pace to maintain here. You're on your way to becoming the Rollerdrome champ, so you best look like it. I first realized this when, surprisingly, I couldn't bail from a trick. Unlike Tony Hawk's, where the focus and the point of the game is the tricking, bailing is in place to make landing a trick more satisfying. Whereas in this game, tricking is just a means to an end. Murder. That's the end. So it's clear why they chose not to allow players to bail, opting for this sweet dodge roll instead. It's just one less thing to stress about. Another thing you can forget about is accuracy. The game has a generous auto-aim, and I really mean generous. With the speed you're going at and the number of hazards on screen, your one and only focus would be aiming if it wasn't for this great decision from the devs. This is really the main reason you feel like such a pro at Rollerdrome right from the start. Even with this though, the developers still managed to make the game a serious challenge. Finally, there's the topic of ammo. The designers could have easily given you 4 guns with 4 independent ammo types, and I think that would have made an interesting game too. One where you have to carefully swap and pair attacks based on how much ammo you have left in each gun. The thing is, you'd have to hold that information in your head, and the devs don't want you stressing. Instead, they've given you one singular ammo resource. That's it. Just ammo. One ammo for all guns, where a shot from each different gun wastes a certain amount of that ammo. For example, pistols waste the least amount, shotguns waste a little more, and rocket launchers deplete almost all of your ammo in just 2 shots. This also means that you reload ammo for all guns when you do tricks. Nice and easy. Not much to think about there, eh? Though, you might think that making all guns share the same ammo pool takes away from the decision making. Decisions about how and when to spend different types of ammo. I mean, you might as well run through the whole game with just your favorite gun. Well, I think that's solved with the varied enemy types. The enemies force you to use your guns situationally. Too far from an enemy for a shotgun? Use pistols. This shield fella's giving you pistol problems? You're gonna have to pull out the shotgun. Unless you're in super reflex mode. Fastest way to take out a mech's turrets? That'd be the rocket launcher. If you want to kill this laser boy before he teleports away, you might want to pair the grenade launcher and the pistols. I think the idea of singular ammo just wouldn't be as effective if all enemies could be approached similarly. You might have noticed how high intensity all of this can be. The game can look crazy at times, but it can also be forgiving. For example, you don't die when you fall off the map. The game will damage you every time you fall, but it won't deal that final blow. It won't kill you. I think that's because accidentally falling to your death would be a pretty lame way to die, and that's not what the game wants for you. As you can see here, The game does not want you to be lame. The game's also forgiving when it comes to your inputs. There are all these invisible gestures from the designers that go a long way in keeping your momentum going. This allows them to up the ante and push your other skills like reflex and timing to the limit. Just look at this jump over here. You can see me prepping the jump and releasing almost a second after leaving the ramp. It almost looks like a double jump. Alright, I'm gonna wrap this all up by pointing out some cool details that I noticed and just really enjoy. Your character's stopping deceleration changes depending on the degree of the slope you're on. Another one, when an enemy gets you, the camera usually zooms in on them, rubbing it in your face. If you kill them at the same time though, the camera will just zoom in on your dead body, still rubbing it in I guess. The game auto-aims on enemy missiles, but if you aim just right, you can actually blow up your own grenades mid-air as well. When you're wall riding, the game actually moderates your downward trajectory to maintain your forward momentum. Finally, I love elegant gameplay decisions backed by a mix of design, aesthetic, and lore. Here you can see dead enemies get teleported out of the arena the same way ammo gets teleported into your gun from the audience. You gotta appreciate consistent game world logic. Well, that's it for the video. Let me know what you appreciated about Rollerdrome in the comments. Also, let me know if you enjoyed this new series and want to see more. While you're at it, check out the other videos on this channel and consider subscribing. Don't forget to style on that like button.